So the first thing I need to do is click this cross here because I'm not working on the drum machine anymore. And whilst I'm here, I'm going to double click on drum machine and change it to a name more fitting for the name of a track. So I'm just going to call it percussion. You could probably call it beats if you wanted, but I'm calling it percussion. Now, for my chords, I need to add a track. So I move the mouse up here, click add track. And I want a virtual instrument track. So click that. There's my instrument. And if I click on the red logo over there, it looks like a little grand piano. You'll find out that it actually is a grand piano. So I like to get all my tracks working using the default instruments. Then, of course, we are going to change them to make the piece sound much more reminiscent of an 80s video game. But I like to stick with grand piano till I've got my tracks all done. You can click here and change your instruments. There's all sorts of things you can use, and you'll see that later. But I'm going to stick with the grand piano. Right. So if you followed along all the way, this will be familiar to you. For my chords, I'm going to use the 1-5-6-4 major chord progression, major key chord progression. And as I've said, we're in the key of C major. So let's get on with that. I'm on my piano roll, and I'm going to start on this octave here. So what's my first chord in the key of C major? It's going to be based on the root note of the key of C major, and that's going to be C. So I'm going to put a C in just by double clicking. I'm going to use whole notes so they last the whole length of the bar. Remember, I'm going to change the instrument to a 80s sounding synth. So it will just play the same chord for the whole length of the bar. C major. Remember, to make a major chord, we skip 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3. So we put the root in, the root note in, skip 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3, and then we put the next note in. It's a major chord, so the stepping pattern is skip 3, skip 2. So now I skip 2 semitones. I'll skip that white note, skip that black note, put that in there. That's our major chord. Just so that we can hear the piano on its own, I'm going to mute the percussion track. So if I go over here and click on the M, I can mute it. All right. What did I say our progression was? 1-5-6-4. So what is the 5th note? So we played our first chord. 5th note is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's G, isn't it? So put G in there. And again, the chord based on the 5th note of a major scale is always a major chord. So we skip 3, skip 2, 1, 2, 3, put it in. Skip 2, 1, 2, put it in. That's a G major chord. Now we want our 6th chord. So if G was our 5th note, our 6th note is going to be A. So let's put the A in. Remember that this is a minor chord. So the stepping pattern for a minor chord is skip 2, skip 3. It's the opposite of a major chord. So skip that one, skip that one, put that one in. Skip 2, skip that one, skip that one, skip that one. That's 3, put that one in. And just so you remember, the note based on the 6th degree of a major scale, the chord based on the 6th degree of a major scale is a minor chord. Go back to that section if you've forgotten. All right, so we've gone 1, 5, 6, and now we need to do 4. So if G was 5, then F is going to be 4. F is going to be our 4th note. And remember that chords 1, 4, and 5 are major chords if you're playing in a major key. So again, it's skip 3, skip 2, 1, 2, 3. Put the next one in. Skip 2, 1, 2, and then put the next one in. So I skip 2, skip that one, put the next one in. Let's see how that sounds. Sounds all right. Okay. So what I need to do now is put the track on my main section here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bit of an intro for the first 4 bars. Nothing spectacular, but just a bit of an intro before we do the main theme. And I'm not going to have chords for the intro. So I am going to, I've moused over it. I'm holding down my mouse button and I'm just going to move it over there. Okay. Now I do want these chords to repeat for the rest of the tune. So you'll notice it's already selected because it's white around the outside. If it wasn't, it'd be that color. But I mouse over it and it becomes selected. I don't want my playhead there. I want it there. Mouse over it. Same thing as before. Control C, Control V. Move the playhead. Control C, Control V. And already we've got our 16 bars. So already I'm starting to think that we might need more than 16 bars. All right. What does that sound like so far? Let's have a listen. Doesn't sound like anything because I've muted the drum machine. Let's unmute the drum machine. And you'll see it loops back to the start. Okay, pretty good so far.